Evening, everyone. This is the Academy, Urban Sports Perspective. I am here. I am your man, Grapefruit, along with D-Money and the Ultimate Male. Fellas, what's going on?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Can't really complain, can you? I mean, think about what's happened in the last, 72 hours. You have the Bears beating Green Bay. You've got Aaron Rodgers potentially last pass was a pick six. and and he calls his coach to now probably coach the team that has been his biggest foil when you really think about it. So it's
You know
it's
what?
been it's been a
Yeah.
great it's been a great 72 hours.
I never thought about it that way. Now that you put it in perspective, I'm thinking this may have been the greatest football weekend in the last 20 years or so. You're
About
right.
so. Yeah. Yeah, about that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
So can't complain at all, man. It's been I don't know if this could have been any better. And also the Bears coach leaning into the Green Bay Packer hate.
It was all good. I love the handshake. I love all the comments. I love that he hates the Packers. He makes it known. I mean,
Yes.
they hate Chicago too, so it's back and forth. But right now,
Right.
Chicago has the upper hand, so why not rub it in their face?
Yeah. I mean, they say that the Bears suck, the Bears still suck and all that other stuff. And Aaron Rodgers saying that he owns us, he still effing owns us, as a matter of fact. And now they're all butthurt because our coach says F the Packers. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah,
It's
little
hypocritical.
sensitive, little sensitive.
Yeah, yeah, very sensitive. So, but it is amazing to be on this side of the rivalry, and this is really the first time since really, to be honest, Ditka.
Yeah, I guess that's right. And that's been a very, very long time. That's why we got to cherish these moments. And I've been saying this since week probably three. We got to cherish this season, cherish these moments. We may not see it again. Take advantage of it while it's here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think about this season yet. It really depends on how far this thing goes. I don't know if we still got fool's gold we're looking at with this team pulling out these miraculous last minute victories, or this is just their identity. This is just what they do, where when it comes down to it, they just get hyper focused and they're able to finish it off. So, I mean, has it been what, 7 games that they've won in the fourth quarter this season, something like that?
Yeah,
We've never seen anything like that on the Bears for sure. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like this in the NFL. We definitely have the most clutch quarterback in the NFL. If you just go by pulling out fourth quarter victories, I mean, and this guy has ice water in his veins. I think for me, I too like Fruit. And by the way, for the audience, just know that Fruit bailed out during the game. He called it before the half was over that the Bears were going to lose, but I will say I had my doubts as well. It was not looking good. But again, they he put on his Superman cape, and this guy willed the team to victory. And the pass he made in the fourth quarter, 4th and 8,
yes,
scrambling to his left, running to his left, where he left his feet, threw the ball up between maybe 3 defenders,
yes, correct.
high and low around
Mhm.
Rome Dunze, and somehow got that ball in Rome's hands and got the first down. Once I saw that, I'm like, oh, they're about to win this because this guy just pulled off probably the most miraculous pass I've ever seen. So how he was able to get that pass off and be so accurate with it, I'll never understand. But now I see when they've called this guy that generational quarterback, we're seeing it because he can make throws that really nobody else can. And that was just an example of one of them. So I'm exhausted a little bit too, man, because watching these games just takes a little bit out of you, man. And because Ultimate and I watched the game together along with some of the other smokes. And at the end of that game, I was in shock mostly. I mean, it didn't really hit me till the next day that wow, they actually won that. So I don't know, but I am exhausted and I'm hoping I can make it through this next game against the Rams.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. I think what was that? That was like the seventh comeback of the
Yes,
season. 'Cause I think it
it
was
was
six
seven
regular
comeback.
season ones.
Yes.
So that's why I don't know why anyone would check out so early. I mean, it wasn't looking good. I'll give you all that. However, I was like, okay, they still got time. They still got time. They still got time. And because of that, I'm going to give a runner up to my ultimate performance early. I got to give the runner up because there were, I don't know what Soldier Field holds, but the fans in the stadium, they stayed there, they stayed loud, they gave the Bears energy. So them being the 12th man, I think they had a lot to do with the Bears victory. And the players and coach said that after the game and gave them credit for having energy, staying loud, disrupting the Packers on offense. So run up to the Bears fans just for staying there and not giving up. They've done it too many times for anyone just to check. I know we do it tongue in cheek, but to check out of anything based on kind of what they've given us in the past. So it not that it was expected, but it wasn't surprising because they've done it so many times.
Look, my anxiety will not let me watch these games.
Okay, that's all.
It
Yeah, I
it
get
it
that.
just it just won't do it. I can't. So here's what I did because I've done this on the smoke chat. I was like, all right, I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. This past Saturday, not only was I out, I took a nap.
Oh.
I went to sleep. I turned off my phone. I turned off the TV. I didn't know anything had happened until 11 o'clock that night when I said, okay, I'm going to have to turn this phone back on. And damn it, the first thing that came in, Bears beat the Packers. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The way they looked, I was like, wow, okay, all right, I'm done. But God damn it, I will be checking out again on Sunday night.
hopefully,
Because
hopefully you won't have to. Hopefully
no,
it'll
no,
be.
no, no, Ultimate. I'm
Oh,
going to have to. It's good. This is not this is none of this is gonna be easy.
Well, I think so. Here's what I think about the game against the Rams. Normally, I would say you're right because the Rams have a high-powered offense. They play on time, and the quarterback and coach have been to a Super Bowl. They've done this before, and we've had a hard time containing receivers and running backs, as a matter of fact. And we're going to see probably the best wide receiver quarterback tandem in
Hmm.
the NFL with Puka Nakua and Stafford.
Hmm.
However, we do have some things going for us. We have bare weather. It's going to be 15 degrees with a wind chill on Sunday, and we're playing at home
At
and
night.
at night. So, just like Ultimate said before, the crowd was instrumental in that comeback, and they will be again against the Rams. So, for me, I'm saying it's even 50-50 chance that the Bears can pull this out. And they might be able to control this thing from the very start. So I don't I do think it will be a different type of a game. I don't think it's gonna be the blowouts that we're used to seeing. So I'm optimistic, and I think that the Bears can actually jump out to a lead and actually maintain that lead on this team. It may be a little bit of a shootout, but I think the Bears will be leading the pace in that shootout.
No, that won't happen. It just won't happen. That's just not how the season is played out at all. It's just not going to happen. It's going to be down to the wire. I'm going to check out probably halftime, third quarter. I don't know. But I'm going to wind up having to check out because it's just going to be just too much. But I mean, I hope that is the case. Do I think it's the case? No. It's like I said, the Bears won't win the Super Bowl, but I can't say they can't. Because right now, what's going on? Because when we redo our playoff predictions, My two teams that are supposed to be facing the Super Bowl are still alive, but I did take some hits. Obviously, with the Bears game, since I picked the Packers, yeah, I took a hit there, which is fine. I listen. I don't care if I am ever wrong in regards to picking against the Bears. That's going to be my MO for the rest of this run, however long this is. But I am going to be it just FYI, I'm going to be picking against them because that the team that they're playing is the team that I have winning the Super Bowl.
Well,
So
same with
I'm
me. I picked the Rams to go to the Super Bowl as well. I was
yeah.
hoping they didn't meet until the NFC
This,
Conference Championship, but I'm still gonna have to. I'm gonna have to trump my own pick, and I got to roll with the Bears. So I don't care that I'm wrong on my pick about who's going to the Super Bowl. I got to roll with my team, and if my team loses, then my pick probably would go to the Super Bowl.
But let me ask both of you this, and
hey, Fruit,
I know what
hey, Bill, change that
what
name for me.
I know what Ultimate is going to say. I know what he's going to say, but it's gravy. This is all gravy. It really is. I mean, I look the way they won the fourth and eighth pass, the new Jumpman logo, which with Caleb. I mean, it's all gravy. Will they get back here next year? Chances are they won't even make the playoffs next year because that's how the NFL is. Because they're going to have the number one. They're going to be their strength of schedule is going to be pretty hard because they're going to be playing a first place schedule. Nevertheless, I what has happened this year after week two, no one saw this coming. No one saw this coming after week two. They lost 52-21 to Detroit, and we all thought that, hey, if they some of us said 5 games. Now, some of us still kept with their 7 games, and I'm still saying they're gonna win 7 games this year. That's what I'm saying this year, still 7 games. But this has just been just too incredible. And just to think that we actually have a football team that actually plays somewhat modern football, which we've never really seen in Chicago before.
Hey, and this is what y'all missing though with the pick and picking the Rams and picking who else and picking these front runners, et cetera, et cetera. This is what you're missing. Y'all are going by not necessarily money. He already said he's going to pick the Bears this upcoming game.
Yeah.
But what you're doing, Fruit, is you're picking the best perceived team. In fact, even Vegas has has the Rams as a pretty 2-1 favorite right
Mhm.
now.
Yeah.
So you're picking the best team, but it's not even about right now the best team. It's about the best team that day. It's
Yeah.
about
True.
the best team in the fourth quarter. It's
True.
about the best team in the last 2 minutes. And that's what we've seen. So it ain't the best team. It's who's playing better that day at that moment, or who's going to shine in the last 2 minutes. So that's we got to kind of squeeze it down to that scenario. And then in that scenario, no one in the world is going to pick no, even though we got all these Pro Bowl great quarterbacks still in the playoffs, no one's going to pick any other quarterback right now in the last 2 minutes other than Caleb Williams.
Well, now just remember what happened in the Panthers Rams game. In the last 2 minutes, Matthew Stafford did lead them down the field and did throw a touchdown
Seven
to
times
win
this
the
year?
game.
7 times this
No, well,
year?
no. No. You got me on the 7 times, but I'm just saying that dude just did that.
Right.
Yeah.
I get it, but he
Yeah.
ain't doing it Soldier Field. He didn't do it in 15-degree weather, which is going to be on Sunday. That's all I gotta say. He didn't do it in Soldier Field, didn't do it in 15-degree weather, and he didn't do it under the magic of this Bears remarkable season. So we'll
So so
see.
so let's just okay. I'm just gonna just throw this out there just to dream a little bit. So say
Yeah,
the Bears do win,
yeah,
and somehow even after that last performance with the 49ers and the Seahawks, the 49ers wind up winning,
yeah.
which means the Bears would actually host the NFC Championship in
100%.
Soldier.
It could
That
happen.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing with the NFL this year. Let's be honest. This year, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Nope.
There is no clear favorite. Yeah, you got Seattle, but I don't. Does Denver scare you? Not
Nope.
offensively, not defensively. Yes, they're really good defensively, but I don't. what other quarterback besides Caleb and maybe Matthew Stafford? You may Brock Purdy, right? But anyone else? I mean, Drake may maybe.
Josh
Um,
Allen, my friend, is on a mission. He is going to will his team. He beat Ultimate's team just this past Sunday. Was it Sunday or Saturday? No, it was Sunday.
It was
it was Sunday.
Sunday.
It was Sunday. It was Sunday.
And they were not the better team. This is not his best team that he's had,
No.
but he is going to put this team on his back, and he is going to make sure this team makes it to the Super Bowl. I have no doubt
Um,
about it.
I do think their run ends this week. And it's because of Denver's defense. I think that their defense is going to be able to minimize the Josh Allen effect. And plus, he's a little banged up, a little hurt, and that defense ain't no punk. And I think they've been ready for this. The only question I have about Denver is really their quarterback. I don't know what to expect there.
Bo Nix. Now, didn't they have a bye?
Yes,
They did.
I don't like that. I think all the teams that had the bye, well, we don't know, but we'll see. I think having a bye is a disadvantage in today's football world. I think that going in with some momentum, especially in the playoffs, you just beat a team to go face a team that's been watching all week, and now they have to kind of gear themselves up. I just don't think. Look at the two teams that rested their players, Green Bay and the Eagles. Both rested their players in the last game. Both are going to be watching the game just like us this weekend. So I just think that you build confidence in the playoffs. Every time you win a game, you're more confident for the next game. And this is Bo Nick's first playoff game too.
no,
So
no, it isn't.
did they go to the playoffs last
They
year?
went to the playoffs last year.
What
Yeah,
happened?
they lost.
Okay. So so he still got that stain on him. I just think I think the chances are pretty fair. Teams play different in the playoffs. You can't really take what they did in the regular season and apply it to the playoffs. So we'll see.
I think
And
money.
I think it was against Buffalo too, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, I think money didn't get the memo. Is that Josh Allen's going to wind up like Lamar Jackson? He's going to get deep, but he's not going to cross the finish line. I'm sorry. His time is almost up. These new generation, I know he's not an old guy, but he's been in the league probably since 2017, 2018. He's
Yeah,
been around long enough that this new generation of quarterbacks like Williams, Jaden Daniels, some of these other guys is going to come up and take the lead. He had his time. He missed out. He's like I said, he's going to be in that Lamar Jackson category, winning MVPs, going to the playoffs, uh, getting far, but not far enough. That's the way I see it. And I must explain my Jacksonville Jaguars pick from last week, which everyone thought was crazy. I got to give a quick explanation. And I said it was a fairy tale pick. I'm gonna say why it was a fairy tale because I wanted to see. I would say within the last at least 10 years, Trevor Lawrence and Caleb Williams were probably the most two highly regarded, can't miss generational quarterbacks coming out. In fact, Lawrence may have been even higher rated than Williams was. I can't think of anyone was just like a can't miss. This is the number one. He's generational, blah, 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 blah. Caleb Williams is already on a quick start towards reaching that potential. But Lawrence has just kind of been just kind of hanging out. So I want to see this is going to be the time whether Lawrence proves or he can be that or proves whether he's never going to be that. And I think he proved that he is never going to be that because he had a poor performance, some late interceptions that weren't great. So I think we can write him off as not living up to what he was supposed to live up to.
wow.
I
All
wrote
right.
him off before that game.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I said, this is the time. Let's see. Now I can officially write him off of not being that guy.
Wow.
This is fifth year in the league, man. I mean, true stars you start to see in about the third year. Exceptional stars you start to see in the second year, like we're seeing with Caleb. So
Yeah.
I just think fifth year in the league, he got him to the playoff, but he's really kind of an average quarterback. I
Yeah.
don't think he's an elite quarterback at all. So, I don't think he can overcome like Josh Allen, bad play. I don't think he can put a team on his back and lead them to victory.
No, not yet. No, I mean, you're right. He may never be able to do that. No, but he can't do that. This is what his second. This is his second playoff run. Um, he did a couple of years ago when it was the Chargers that choked, and they wound up when they were down like 24 or 27 to nothing, and they wound up coming back and winning that game. That was his best moment as a professional, really. Even though he threw 4 interceptions in that game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, yeah, he's not an elite quarterback. I'm not saying he'll never be an elite quarterback, but usually you will see it by now, right?
Yeah.
In 5 years, right?
Yeah. He had a chance, even with Josh Allen playing, he had a chance to kind of overcome that. And he threw a couple of picks I thought were just bad. He
Yeah.
just got crushed under the moment, which tells me he doesn't have that clutch gene, which means he's never going to be a great quarterback.
Well, I listen. Who can let's keep it a buck. Who has the clutch gene really right now?
That'd be that young man in Chicago who can put a team on his back and lead them to victory.
So 361 yards passing. That was the most passing yards by a Bear quarterback in the history in playoff history for the Bears. Um,
That,
in the 100 and some odd years of the Bears, that's your record there. The 7 comeback wins in a career in just less than, again, he hasn't his second year isn't over yet, and that's already the most in Bears history. Um, it's again, the Bears have the quarterback and they have the coach because now we can stop the Nagy thing, the Nagy stink because Nagy didn't win the playoff game. that
Sure
that did
can.
that did not happen. And although I guess he's up for jobs now, but now with Tomlin stepping down, um, this whole thing there are 10 jobs that are now open in the
that's a
NFL.
lot. That's a
That
lot.
is a lot. That is a lot. It's crazy right now. But yeah, the Bears right now are the talk of the NFL. And again, after week 2, there is no way we would have thought this would be the case. There's no way.
You know what's
Well,
interesting? It's 10 job openings for head coach, right? You said
Mhm,
10.
yeah.
mhm.
There are not 10 quality coaches to fill those jobs. So unfortunately, a lot of those jobs are going to get coaches that are probably still not that good. So so it's not good. I mean, I don't think the coaching pool is that deep for head coaches. Coordinators, yeah, for sure. But I mean, can you guys name other than Tomlin, who may not coach next year because of the contractual things with Pittsburgh, and Harbaugh, who's a hot name? Who's a coach that you like? We got to go get this guy.
I
Well, I
mean,
mean,
go ahead.
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I agree, but one thing I kind of don't like is kind of like just like retreading all these NFL head coaches. He leaves one team, goes to the other. This little carousel of head coaches, the same old guys. I do like to see new guys get a chance because, like you said, there may be anyone that we does not evidently qualify, but I'm sure there are some guys out there that we're not aware of who probably could fill in and do a great job. We just don't know the names. They haven't been given the opportunity yet. I just kind of hate these old guys, just not old in terms of age, because Tomlin's still a fairly young guy, just keep getting these chances over and over and over. I like Tomlin, but say if the Bears coaching position was open, I'm not sure if I want Tomlin to be the coach. Because, like I said, give me this answer. What's the difference between Mike Tomlin and the Bears 6 coaches they've had since say 2007.
19 winning seasons.
Yeah, that would be the
And you know what
difference.
the other thing is? No Super Bowls in the
No,
last 15 years. That's
We
what
got
that's why I said
one.
but
2007.
he
my
he's
point is
been
my point
he's
is this. You guys, that's mediocrity. He's been in the playoffs every year. However, he hasn't been to the Super Bowl since 2010. 11 and lost it. And I think they won in 2009. So my
Yeah.
point is, if you want a 500 record for the next 15 years, or do you want a new guy that may take you to the next level? That's all I'm saying. If we always say, oh, we want some stability, okay, that's all fine. If you just want to be 500, talk to the Steelers fans. They're probably not upset because they were the one pushing for this. And like I said, I'm not a Tomlin hater. I like Tomlin, but I'm saying sometimes there's a need for a change and a fresh face, a new voice, et cetera, et cetera. So that's all I'm saying. There's only difference, like I said, between Tomlin and all those 5, 6 Bears coaches in the last 15 years is nothing. They haven't been in a Super Bowl, period.
Let me ask you this really quickly, Ultimate. So
yes.
if you take Mike Tomlin
Yeah.
and after Ben Roethlisberger left, we look at
Yeah.
the quarterbacks that he got. None of them were any good. I mean, most of the ones he had aren't even starters in the league if they're in the league anymore. But of all those years he didn't go to the Super Bowl, you give him a Josh Allen, you give him Lamar Jackson, you give him, heck, let's give him Trevor Lawrence. You give him an elite quarterback. Does that story write differently?
Maybe, but I'm kind of, and the one reason I'm kind of upset with Tomlin, because I think he was advocating for Aaron Rodgers. I'm like, what? Why do you want Aaron Rodgers? He had to advocate for him, else he wouldn't have been on the team last year. I'm asking, why is he advocating for this guy to lead his team if he knows this may be one of his last year? Because it was already all that rumbling coming into this season. Is that the best option you could come up with? Is Aaron Rodgers?
Um, what? Okay, so what were his other options then?
He had he, he had John Boy, Justin Fields, and what's his other name? Russell Wilson on the team last year.
Okay, all right.
My
Good
point
night,
is this.
everybody. I'm out. I'm out.
My point,
I'm out.
but my point is this: if the Bears head coaching position was open right now, you want Ben Johnson or Mike Tom?
Oh, I
Ben
would want Ben
Johnson.
Johnson.
Ben
Okay,
Johnson.
period. That's my point. It's a
But
new
Ben
league.
Johnson was that hot name that was
It's a new
almost a
league.
can't miss kind of guy. What I said was like, other than Mike Tomlin and Harbaugh, what other hot names, even as coordinators, that people like, that's the next hot guy right there? Who is it?
Yeah,
That's a
all I'm
good
saying is
question.
all I'm saying is we're looking for these innovative offensive guys these days. That's what we want. The leader of men is cool, you need it, but we want these guys who can innovate the offense and work with the quarterback.
And
That's what
that's neither
that's
Harbaugh
what we
or
want.
Tomlin.
That's all I'm saying.
But
That's
who
all.
is it? I mean, I'm just wondering, with 10 openings,
Oh
who
yeah, I'm not
is it
smart enough
out
to
there
know.
to fill half of those?
I'm not smart enough to know that. I just think Harbaugh and Tomlin is like the old school. Like, okay, you can bring them back, but I'm not sure if they're gonna further their team to the next level, like McVay and Johnson, et cetera, et cetera. That's all I'm saying.
I,
Also, so all right, I'm gonna all right. I will let Ultimate have this one here. I can't really necessarily refute that. Although we don't know who the good candidates are out of this, I'm gonna go back to the Bears for a second. So you got a couple of things that are gonna be happening next year. Looks like Ian Cunningham is probably going to be the next GM for the Atlanta Falcons, which means the Bears are going to have some compensation. They're going to have a couple of more draft picks this upcoming draft than they would have had because of that hire. So that's a good thing. And just like last week, I got to give Ryan Post. Colston Loveland is a problem. He is a problem, and he's going to be a problem if he can stay healthy. That dude, eight catches for 137 yards, averaging a tight end averaging 17 yards a catch. That's a problem. That's a problem. And not many teams have that. The Tyler Warren thing, he got off to a good start, but not how you start, it's how you finish.
No, Caleb is set up with some weapons. He's got some weapons moving forward with Luther Burden, obviously Rome, obviously Colston. He's got some weapons moving forward. So yeah, the Bears are set up on that standpoint.
Are we concerned about the left tackle situation upcoming for
is,
Sunday?
is he is he out for the Sunday game?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
Trapilla's done for the season.
he got
Oh,
patella.
Yeah,
right?
Patel's, yeah, he's done for the season.
Yes,
So,
I think Theo, was it Benedict? Is that his name?
yeah,
But
Benedict
he played several games during the year, which he didn't do so bad. So I'm okay with that.
and Braxton Jones is coming off of IR. So he is actually now he has been activated as well. Um,
Yeah.
so it's the question is going to be what is Dennis Allen going to do with the defense? Also, here's the other thing with the Bears that we have never seen really before, and this is ever halftime adjustments. What Dennis Allen did halftime for because they couldn't stop anything. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. They couldn't stop anything on Saturday, which is why I checked out. But they couldn't stop anything. And then the next four possessions to start the second half, 3 and outs. Um, what I mean, they make adjustments. This is and both coaches will be back next year because no one's hiring Dennis Allen to be a head coach probably
No,
ever
they're not.
again.
They're not.
So we're gonna have these two for a while. Now I think they may lose some assistants because I think their DB coach Al Harris may get a gig being a defensive coordinator upcoming. That may be one of the people that they lose. But to have the coaches that we have and they probably be in place for a while, that's a really good thing.
Without a doubt. And to answer your question, what does the defense do? Just what you said. Just be prepared to make adjustments. And I think you go in with a game plan, every team does,
Mhm.
but not every team can make adjustments. And we've never seen in recent history the Bears coaches be able to make adjustments in the middle of a game, the way, especially the way that he did. It was such a good job. I thought he deserved a game ball for that. But that's all you can do. You game plan and then you make adjustments as you go. Sometimes the game plan works. Sometimes what you came out with is actually working. And then when you see it doesn't, you have to be smart enough to say, okay, here's where we're missing things. Let's switch this up. Let's adjust. And he already showed me that he can do it. We already know that the offense can do it. So I'm pretty confident about the game, to be honest with you. Why should I not be confident about the
No, I
game?
am too. It's gonna be some bad weather. It's gonna. I mean, I am too. Because L.A. Carolina gave them a run for their money, and
They
Carolina
did. They look shaky.
is a very average team, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, the Bears are a better than average team. They're not. I'm like I said. I've never said they're the best team in the league. I'm just saying they can play the best when the moment is there.
Well, I
Oh, and
mean,
in sub-freezing weather, I think the quarterback is 1-9, something like that, is what they were saying. So
Who,
Matthew
Stafford?
Stafford does not play well in cold weather. I mean, if it's 37 degrees, and sunny, I can play in that. But when it's 15 degrees and there's wind blowing, so it feels like zero, his record is not very good at sub-freezing temperatures, and that's what we're going to have on Sunday. So we got a lot going our way, to be honest with you, and we're at
well,
home. We
yeah.
got the
Well,
crowd.
one big advantage the Bears will have is special teams.
Yeah,
Rams special teams are awful,
yeah.
as you saw with the block punt last week. They just fired their special teams coordinator like a few weeks ago because of the bad special teams. So yeah, that's going to be that's Kaylee, Santos has been awesome. Being able to kick in bad weather, he has been awesome.
Yes, he
This
has.
postseason.
I'll say he got a high school leg, but his accuracy is on point. I mean, he's I mean seriously, he can kick in weather and he's accurate. But if it's distance, you know,
Not
call
not
somebody
a
else.
not a high school egg.
He's good for 50. He can make a 50-yarder.
Yeah, he did in the game, right? He made a
51.
Did
51
he?
yarder. Yeah.
Okay, if y'all say so, I just think he got a high school leg. That's not a knock on him because I think he's probably one of the most accurate guys the Bears have ever had, and he can kick in Soldier Field. That's the most important.
A high school.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So I guess we already know who everyone's picking here. Do we need to go over anything else in regards to what we saw on Saturday night?
Nope. Go Bears for Sunday.
Yeah, I got the Bears. And this is not just me hoping the Bears win. I think the Bears are, even though, like I said, they're an underdog in terms of the betting odds. I think with all the circumstances added up, being at home, some cold weather, a great running game, a clutch quarterback, I think they'll win that game.
Okay, so all right, so well, I'm about to go through the remaining playoffs, and I'm gonna need your predictions on the back end. So obviously I had to make some adjustments because obviously some of the teams that I had picked to win in the first round did not. So now we're in the divisional playoffs. So we have 49ers and Seahawks on Saturday. I do have the Seahawks winning that game. Um, then we have the Bears and the Rams on Sunday, and I have the Rams because I have the Rams winning the Super Bowl. I have the Rams winning that game. Fellas, what do you got?
49ers, because I don't think the quarterback for Seattle can handle the bright lights. And I think he's going to throw probably at least 3 picks. And I know San Francisco's not at full strength, but they haven't been all season, and it hasn't stopped them. That's how well coached they are. And then, of course, we already picked the Bears. So
Ultimate?
Um, I got Seattle. I would prefer the 49ers because that would give the Bears a home game in the conference finals, but I think the Seahawks are going to pull that game out.
Okay. All right. And then let's go to the AFC. Bills and Broncos.
you already heard about Josh Allen's speech, so I think they're going to go out and I think he's going to put the team on his back and find a way to win that game. And I do think the bright lights on Bo Nix may be a little much. I might be wrong, but that's my gut feeling, so I'm gonna roll with it.
As of like noon today, Vegas had that as an even game. And since it's a home game for Denver, that's probably saying they're giving a slight edge to Buffalo. But with that being said, I can agree with Fruit a little bit on this one. I think Broncos at home with their defense is probably going to keep Josh Allen in check. But even more so than that, I think Josh Allen's this year's Lamar Jackson. So I think, he's gonna get far, but just not far enough. I mean, I think he's that guy. Get far, not far enough.
Okay.
MVP in the regular season. He's played well in the postseason. Don't get me wrong. Better than Lamar used to play in the postseason. However, whether he falls short this week or next week, he's going to fall short. So I'm going to pick Denver.
Yeah, I got Denver obviously as well. So then the last game would be the Patriots versus the Texans. I have the Texans because that defense is a problem. I could see early on last night that it was going to be tough for the Steelers to score a touchdown, and obviously they didn't. That defense is playing very very well right now. Who you got, D Money?
So I want to say the Texans, just because of how nasty that defense is, especially those defensive ends. I mean, they are nasty. They're big, strong, and fast. Hard to stop. Um, However, the play of CJ Stroud concerns me
And it
greatly.
should. And it should.
Greatly. So that's an issue for me. But again, we got another not a rookie quarterback, but a young quarterback with May. And I don't know how he's going to do under the bright lights. So I'm still going to say I'm going to go with Houston on this one because I just think they're going to give the Patriots some fits. They're going to give that offense some fits because that defense is just that good. And they're good enough to overcome some of the bad play we might see from CJ Stroud. And I'm going to just say that was a bad game for him, and he should play better the next game.
Yeah, so Money stole my thunder a little bit because you guys were picking Texas for their defense, and I'm picking against Texas because they got CJ Stroud. I mean,
Wow.
it's as simple it's as simple as that. I know that defense is going to try to get after the Patriots, but Drake May, he's a pretty athletic and quick dude. I mean, he may give them a problem with the run game. They pressure a little too hard on the edge. He run up the middle. I can see that happening a few times. Vegas has New England as a moderate favorite. Um, I got New England at home.
Okay. All right. Okay. And I have the Texans. So, but yeah, CJ Stroud does concern me in regards to his level of play. And I said this before on this podcast. He may have peaked as a rookie.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
that that may be the best he ever plays in the NFL. Because the one of the things that he did in college, he would throw you an interception. He would turn over the ball. And he's kind of reverted back to where he was before his rookie season.
Yep, I would say of the remaining quarterbacks, CJ Stroud, maybe Bo Nix are probably the bottom two.
I would agree with that. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I would say those two would be the bottom two. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So all right, we've kind of beat a dead horse in regards to that. So, but bear down. All right, so let's go ahead and do our normal segments. D Money, what you got?
We're going to start with ultimate.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought
No. You're right. Because
Positive first.
right, and plus, it's ultimate.
okay, there you go. Positive first. So I already gave one of my runner-ups was the Chicago Soldier Field fans that showed up for the game. They stayed energized. They stayed loud. I think they were a factor in the game. That was my runner-up. And another runner-up is that, and you guys kind of mentioned this defense, the Texans defense. There was no better way to send Aaron Rodgers out than the way they did. They harassed him all day. They had the pick at the end of the game. I mean, it just made my day to see this is probably the end of his career. Thank you. And then thank you, Texans, for making him look bad. So
He did look bad. He
so that's
did.
my runner-up. It'd be easy for me to get an ultimate performance to Caleb Williams or Colston Loveland. I could do that. However,
But
this season I could, but I'm not. This season has all been about kind of changing the narrative for the Bears, kind of exercising all of those demons, kind of reversing that Packers curse, all of that, all of that. So at some point, I don't know who it was, someone decided for this particular game for the Bears to wear navy jerseys and their navy uh, pants. Is that what you call them? Football pants? Is it
yeah,
pants?
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Navy jersey and navy pants. I don't know who. I don't know if it was the equipment guy. I don't know if it was from the president upstairs. I don't know who called it. I don't know if it was Ryan Post, but somebody said, let's wear these navy jerseys and navy pants because they weren't concerned about like superstitions and bad luck because this was a new day. It's all about the play on the field. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard and are aware that prior to Saturday, wearing the Navy pants and the Navy jerseys, the Bears were 0-6. I'm not sure if it was overall or in the playoffs, but they were 0-6. So someone understood it doesn't matter if they were 0-6. We're not superstitious. This is about what they're going to do on the field. We're exercising all these demons in the past. We're going to roll with these all Navy uniform. And the Bears won. They exercised that demon. Superstition is gone. There's no bad luck. So to whoever made that decision, I'm going to call and say it was Ben Johnson. I'm going to give Ben Johnson, whoever made that decision, the ultimate performance award because it exemplifies what's going on this season. Out with the old, we're working with the new.
So
You,
wow.
you told me
So,
something I didn't know. Wow, I
well,
didn't know about that.
well, here's the thing. Virginia McCaskey did not like the alternate uniforms. She wanted the basically the navy top and the white pants. That was her deal. That's why they didn't really do it that often.
And had you heard who made the call for the Navy? Had you heard that?
No, not at all.
Okay, so that's who actually the ultimate former goes to. But since I don't know who it was, I'm just gonna give it to Ben Johnson because he's a cool dude. There you go.
All right. All right. D Money.
All right. So for hot garbage, there's so much hot garbage in the world today.
Oh boy.
We could have an endless list.
Oh boy.
But I always like to have a runner-up. We try not to make this show political, but there's sometimes things happen that you just have to to bring up. This is my runner-up, as we all know. About a week or so ago, up in Minnesota, a woman in her car was shot and killed in cold blood, and that video has gone viral. All of the videos on that event have gone viral. Um, what's hot garbage about that is two things. First of all, that she was killed for driving her car, not being a threat. But even more than that was the excuses that are being made.
Yeah.
And justifying the killing of this woman. It's unbelievable. So that's my runner-up. But I like to try to keep hot garbage sports related. So this is what we're going to have. So this past Sunday, I think it was, or maybe it was Monday, yesterday, Coach Liam Cohen of the Jaguars was being interviewed by the press. And I'm calling her a young lady. This reporter named
Sunday.
Lynn Jones Turpin could just look at the face of this coach, and she used to work for the Jaguars back in '95. So her heart is with that team. She saw an opportunity to uplift this coach by telling him to keep his head up. You did a great job. We look forward to next year. Gave him some really great words, and you can just tell in his response to that, he appreciated those words coming from her. And really, they were really inspirational. You just looking at it, you feel like, wow, that was a really nice gesture. But she's come under criticism for doing that. So I don't know what's going on in this world. The world we live in has got some really crazy things happening, but to criticize this woman for just being encouraging at a press conference, saying it's unprofessional, it's unethical as a reporter, you have to be non-biased. She's a fan. She's a fan. She works for the Jacksonville Free Press. She's a Jacksonville person. It's in her heart, and that team's in her heart. And she felt she wanted to encourage them. And for people to criticize that is absolutely, in my eyes, ridiculous. So for all those people who criticize this woman for giving encouragement to somebody who she felt needed it at that time, you are certainly hot garbage.
Yeah, and it's a lot of them too. She's, first of all, she's not a sports reporter. That's not her. That's not even her realm. So I don't get the point of not saying some encouraging words. They were 4-13 last year. They went 13-4 this year. For your first time as a head coach, you turned it around 9 games in an NFL season. That's very impressive. It's very impressive. And yeah, the fact that she's come under fire for that makes absolutely no sense. But that's, unfortunately, this is the country that we live in, right? Even though we didn't necessarily vote for that, right? Okay.
Right.
All right. So Rising Stars. It's going to be the same as it was last week for me. It's going to be your Indiana football Hoosiers, who took Oregon out to the woodshed and beat the living pulp out of them. 56-22. You have Fernando Mendoza, who completed 85% of his passes and for 5 touchdowns, no turnovers at all. So Indiana is now 15-0 and now is on the cusp of being the first team to ever go 16-0 in NCAA Division I football. Now, I give Miami a shot, and I give them a shot just for the simple fact that this is still the year of unpredictability. Because if you would have told me that Indiana was going to be where they are right now last year, and I took that money, I'd be rich. But but you could not have told me that this was going to happen. So, Indiana Hoosiers, the football team, my Rising Stars again. And it's funny to say this, but if Indiana were to lose next Monday, it'd be one of the biggest college upsets ever. And you're saying that about the Indiana freaking Hoosiers. So there you have it.
Makes sense to me.
So, yeah. Also, big ups to Illinois State. They should have won last week. They should have won. These damn kickers. I don't know what I cussed. I called them something else. But the kickers, you do all that stuff, and yet you can't kick an extra point or you get a field goal block because you kick it too low. Come on. Come on. They should be national champions. But instead, it's still SIU, baby, that did this in Illinois. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
As far as doing too much, I'm going to have to piggyback on what D Money said. It's ice. They're doing way too much. They're doing way too much. They don't, first of all, they don't know what they're doing, which is also a problem, which is why that lady also got killed. They don't know how to police a situation. They don't know what they're doing. And yet you got all these people that are now trying to get hired with these $50,000 advance payments that they're making for them. It's crazy. But yeah, doing too much is ice. And also, just the people in the White House are telling me that I'm stupid, that my eyes didn't see what I saw, that wasn't what I saw wasn't what happened. That to me is crazy for me. And unfortunately, you have a lot of stupid people out there who are saying those same old talking points. It's crazy to me. So yeah, that they are way doing too much. So that being said, we got one more week of football, gentlemen. And if well, regardless of what happens this week, we should be back here this time. Well, yeah, next week, because you have the national championship game on Monday. So we should be watching that. But yeah, we should be back here, same time, same bat channel next week here on YouTube, Facebook, wherever. Anything else to close this out, gentlemen?
Go Bears.
Other than this is going to be after a Bears victory on Sunday.
It's Chicago, in words. That's what it's supposed to be.
That's right.
D Money, taking me off this picture.
All right. Peace, everybody.